Well, hello, fellow crafters. This is DM Blairwolf, and today's video is going to be on a package I received. I'm going to cover this and show you. Dun 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 dun. It's a Hirst's Arts package. Ah, isn't that awesome? Well, as you can see, I'm quite the fan of Hirst Arts. I probably got about 20 plus molds over there. And I've just recently built myself a little room where I can do all my casting and stuff instead of in my living room. So, as I pan around here, I got my little drying station, which you can see I got tiles that are dried, and I pulled their perspective bags and have them waiting to be sorted into their bags. I have all my stock of plaster down there. That's just a little bit of it. I got plenty more out in the garage. And then I have my casting station over here, where I cast the mold, scrape the mold, mix the mold, separate the molds, clean the mold, dry the mold, redo the mold. And then over here, it's bright. I have my little finishing or gluing station here. This is where I'll glue all my molds together and make all of my tiles. And then over here, I'll click on the light. It's dark. Sorry about that. Boom! Over here by the game table, where we play all the time, by the fireplace. Which this is my living room, if anybody wondered. Sorry about the mess on the coffee table. We've been really busy lately. But the kitchen's back there through that hole. And that's where you see the station I just built. It's kind of adjacent from my kitchen and my front door. So it's right inside my house. And that's where my dog lives. And only when I'm molding or when I'm not home, because she likes to eat the plaster. Silly mutt. But then this is where I do all of my... Obviously, I do a lot of my videos from here as well. This is my painting and finishing station. I just got a new lamp for here. I had it here, but I put it in there. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to keep moving it back and forth, so I'll buy another one and put it right there where it used to be. And then I have all my side materials and mold builder and woodsies and stuff for the asteroids that I make for X-Wing. Which, here they are. Here's a couple. I make these asteroids for Star Wars X-Wing. I put them on these little woodsy bases, drill holes, and put them in there. Here's a double asteroid. But anyway, let's get back to the video at hand. I'm just trying to give you guys an idea of what I've been going through lately. Like when you walk in, here's the room. But here we go. We're gonna pull this out of here. Now I cut this open before I started the video because I'm only gonna have one hand. But I haven't seen the molds. I know what they are because I ordered them. Ha 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 ha. But I have not physically seen them yet. Here's what happens when you make your order. He sends you a receipt for your order. Okay, so you get a receipt, and you get an awesome note that tells you how to start using your molds and what molds you got, and so forth. And then he signs it. Isn't that pretty cool? I think it's pretty cool. But we'll set that aside, and we'll get this out of here. Okay, so that's the package open. These are the molds. I got mold number 301. Which is sci-fi wall, sci-fi wall mold. And then mold number 302, which is another sort of sci-fi wall and accessories and things mold. And then there is, oh, come on, another one here. This is 303. This is more like a, it's a wall and door, one of the round door molds. And I think these are beds and some rollers and stuff. If you can't tell, this is my branch into sci-fi. I'm going to start making terrain for a game that I want to start playing called Space Hulk. But I also want to start playing Imperial Assault, I think it is. That's an RPG as well. So I'm hoping that the stuff that I make will work with that in conjunction. But Space Hulk and a couple other games and some space fantasy games and some Star Wars RPGs, I'm going to start playing those here soon. This number is 75. Now this goes with all of those over there. Well, except for the cavern molds and the accessory molds and the brick mortar mold and all the other cavern molds. This is more like a runed fieldstone wall. So it'll make things look like all broken and dilapidated and destroyed. So that's going to take my terrain in a whole new direction. Instead of all the perfectly square 90-degree angle corners and stuff, things are going to start to look more natural, free-flowing. So that's that mold. And then there's this mold. Mold number 271. This is a floor tile mold and door, space door, and floor tiles mold. Piling them over there. Then there's one last mold in here. Mold number 270. This is another sci-fi floor mold, but this one doesn't have the this right here, ramp, sort of. And it doesn't have any doors. That's why I got this one, because this one has a door too. So these, I'll probably cast both these at the same time so that I can make floors. And then I have all the walls and some of the accessories, or not all the walls. I think there's one more sci-fi wall. Now I think each one of these has a name. I think one of them's like a medical barracks, medical room, barracks, stuff like that. They have titles. I don't recall them. I was going to look them up on here, but I'm kind of pressed for time. And the video's not going to be as long as I would like it to be, but it's going to be long enough. So, just a few tips. If you're going to start molding and plastering and things in your house, if you're going to pick a room to do this in, like I did, like I took this little tiny little office-like room that's in my house, or should say my townhouse, and I kind of, laid it out. In that dresser, I store like the different types of plaster tiles and stuff in there, and tools and stuff in there that I might need. But a few tips. I'm going to take a minute here. Two things that I find are very useful in this craft. One, a freaking drop cloth. Like, over here, you can see how it's like bleeding from my dumbass walking from there and back and forth all the time. In my socks. I come in here in my spare time, so I'm in my leisure wear, normally in my socks. So it's bleeding, but I'm going to vacuum that up. But I do this because there's a bucket over there with water in it, and what I did was I folded this up, and I put a trash bag in between the layers, so that if water does drip, it's going to get on the trash bag and not work its way through and onto the carpet. That's the first thing, this. The second thing is the tools that I use, okay? I use this, okay? I got this at the dollar store for like $1, okay? And when I mix my plaster, I put a half a cup of plaster, a little less than a half a cup of water, and I, like they're eggs, okay? And I do that for like a minute. Not a minute, like 20 seconds. Because the more you agitate it, the more it's going to get thick, So keeping it on a towel so the water drips down. It doesn't ruin the wooden table, for one. But this is the other thing. This dough knife. This dough knife cost me an ass amount at that not restaurant store, John Gross, which is right up the road. It's a place where you can get bulk food and stuff. A dough knife is your best friend. This thing is amazing. Like when you put the tile down, okay, and you got all your stuff in it, you just one way, and then this way, and then it's done. And then you take this and you put it in your water over here, and you rinse it off, and you sit it back on your towel. And then it's level. I mean, like it's smooth. Like the tile bottoms are really smooth. You see that? There's no like, well, that one does. That one has a little concavity because it had water drip on it. But this is like smooth. It just makes them perfect. So, in this video, oh, and not to mention, I got this rubber dog dish that I keep my release water in. Like I put jet dry, like a god amount of jet dry. Like the water was like blue tint to it when I was done. And I put my molds in that before I cast them and then dry them real good so that they release real well and have less bubbles. But the main point of this video was this, but since I'm in this room and I got a lot going on in the next couple of days, and I want to do a video on like my room, so I think I just did it all at once here, and so you can see the setup I have here, the longer table for that, and a kind of thicker, wider table for this one, and then a more standard table for my drying station. So if you have any questions, or you'd like me to make you some terrain, I mean, I'll make something for anybody. I don't care. You know, talk to me about it. Tell me what you're into, and maybe I can help you out in some way. If not, you know, thanks for stopping by and checking out the video. If you're new here, subscribe and like button. And maybe, what's the word? Come back. You know, if you're new here, please come back and check us out some more. And till the next video, I'm just going to keep on crafting. I hope that you guys do too. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time.